Hello students and welcome to your Communication Media 20/30 class. We've got a split class with some of the grade 11 students and some grade 12 students, and I'm really looking forward to working with you this quarter. I've taught this class in physical schools many times, but this is going to be the first time that I've taught it online, and as such I'm going to be using learning materials, assignments, and projects from some of the people that have worked here a bit longer than I have. We may adjust some of these during the quarter as needs be, but from what I can tell, it's laid out in a very logical manner, albeit one that is reasonably fast-paced. So I just wanted to use this time just to give a quick introduction for myself and for the course, and to hopefully get us off on the right foot. My name is Brennan Dunbar. I've been teaching for, I guess this would be my 15th year. I've been at several schools as well as online. I have completed teaching in an online manner. Last year, I taught full-time online, and I've also been an online learner in university. Several of the classes, and in fact, one entire program that I did was online, completely online. So I am familiar with the other side of the computer as well. And this is a good course for people who have interest in sort of media technology and expressing themselves via media in creative ways. So if that suits your personality, you're definitely in the right spot. And we've seen just some brilliant work over the years from students. So I hope you're excited about it, and I hope you're ready to get going. I've got a little checklist of things I just want to go through here. I'll try to keep it brief. This course runs one quarter. We're going to start September 1st and go to November 5th. And we're going to be using the Blackboard software for our online classroom. It's going to contain all of our learning materials, whether they be tutorial videos or live sessions that we do, or digital resources, things to read, things to practice. All of the learning materials are going to be online, digital. You don't have any physical textbooks or anything that you need to come to the school to pick up, so everything's going to be online. You're going to use our Blackboard classroom to often complete and always submit all of your assignments and projects online. And we're going to be utilizing some cloud-based storage, some web-based blogging software, things like that, so that we can host and store our media projects online, because often they're quite large, and then maybe just link them back to our classroom so that I can give you feedback on it, and we can discuss, progress and where you are and where you want to go. So you're going to be spending most of your time in the Blackboard system. For students, those of you who have taken online classes before, you're probably familiar with Blackboard and navigating and how you complete tasks. For those of you who have not done online learning or are not familiar with the Blackboard system, I'm going to strongly recommend that you take the training tutorial, which is linked to in our classroom, and also will be linked to from an email I send you at the beginning of the class. It only takes about 30 minutes, but it gives you a pretty strong run through as to how you access materials, how you complete quizzes online, how you hand in multiple files for assignments, and do all the things that you need to do in order to complete this class. Okay, independent problem solving is a very, very important skill, not just in online learning, but in life in general. If you are able to accept that there is a problem, accept that there is something that you don't understand or don't know how to do, and then are willing to admit that you don't know the answer, but that you're certainly willing to try to find out, I think you'll be well suited for learning in this class and also carrying those skills into the real world. It's always okay to say, I don't know, I haven't done this, I've forgotten how to do this. Because, nowadays all of the information that we need is online. We don't need to really necessarily memorize a whole bunch of stuff anymore. So I think it's really important for people to embrace independent learning and to embrace the fact that it's okay not to know something as long as you're willing to do what you need to do to find out. And sometimes that's doing research online, sometimes that's talking to somebody else, sometimes that's asking me for help. I'm always there to help people, but I do know that students learn best when they own their work responsibilities, own the responsibilities of learning how to do something, and do their best to use the materials and resources that I've given to you or will give to you in order to make quality media projects. In short, if I'm giving you every step of the process and telling you exactly what to do and what to think and how to do it, Sure, the project will turn out, but it won't really be your work, and you might not be learning as much as you could have if you've taken more, more personal control over the process. So we've got to find a nice balance for that in this class, and I'm looking forward to working with you. So I do want you to always email me if you've got any questions or concerns or things just aren't working right. You're getting frustrated. I'm very responsive. I answer email all day and often into the evening. So don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. I will be sending out PDF progress reports or report cards, informal report cards, every couple of weeks. I send them to students and to parents and guardians, just so that there's never any questions as to what you've completed, what's missing, or what your current mark in the class is. We don't want any surprises with regard to what's been done and what's not been done or marked. So I always send those PDF reports out every couple of weeks, and you can always check your grades and what's been completed and what's not completed online in the Blackboard system at any time. So essentially, you can find out what your mark is at any given point. Because we're working in a shortened time schedule, quarters, we have 45 days of class, and the expectation for online learners and online learning center and also in physical schools is that you will spend 2 hours on each of your courses each day. And we have a lot of assignments and a lot of things to do in this course. You are going to need to spend that 2 hours every day. It's easy to kind of let things slide at the beginning of the school year. People are getting used to their, new classes, their new classmates, and sometimes it doesn't feel like the pace is quite that strong, but it does ramp up quite quickly, and there's going to come a point in the course where we're going to have an assignment due, almost every day or every other day. So because there's so many assignments, and a lot of them are micro assignments that might only take you, 10 minutes to a half an hour, these have to be done in a timely manner. You can't just leave them all to the last minute. I like to give you feedback in a timely manner so that you can use the feedback to help improve projects moving forward. So if you hand all these things in very late, the feedback I give you isn't very helpful because you've already moved on and moved on and moved on and are, likely continuing to make the same mistakes. So it's very important to stick to our deadlines, hand things in on time, and then I get things back quickly. I don't want you to have to wait either. I don't think it's fair to students. When teacher, leaves something in an inbox to be marked and doesn't mark it for 3 weeks, that's not fair to you as learners. So I like to turn things around as quickly as I can, oftentimes within 24 to 48 hours. And that's my commitment to you. There's a document in this course that is very important to help you organize your time, and it's a class calendar. So I'm just going to quickly minimize here, and I'm going to show you the class calendar. And it's over here. This is the Blackboard system. If you haven't seen it before, you'll get more experience with this, obviously, as we get into the course. But the Start Here page is where everybody should start because it's got some information specifically about the course, a copy of this video, and then a copy of some documents that I want you to look at, as well as course outlines and things like that. So regardless of whether or not you've done online learning, please do check in the Start Here section first. But the most important document in this class, I think, is the course calendar. I've tried to space things out as well as I can. I've trimmed some assignments out of the old course, but there's still quite a few in here. And I want to make sure that that you know what you should be working on and when it's due at any point in the class. We just don't have time for students to fall far behind. And 45 days is half of the time that you normally would have in a class. With regard to calendar, it's the same amount of hours, but it's half the number of days. Normally, in a situation where we don't have COVID restrictions and don't have quarters, you would have 90 to 100 days, calendar days, about an hour a day to complete your assignments. Well, now we've cut that in half. We have 45 days and 2 hours a day instead of 1 hour a day. So using the course calendar, I think, is really important, and I strongly recommend that you print off a copy, keep it in your work area, and then just, X out every time you do a project or every time you do an assignment, and just keep track of things that way. So this is what it looks like. You notice it's just a normal calendar, September, October, and then the first week of November. And then within this document, which you can download if you want and print off, it's got a list of whether or not it's a Communications Media 20 assignment or a 30 assignment. The vast majority of assignments and learning in this course are going to be for both 20 level and 30 level students. If you're a 30 level student that has taken the course with Online Learning Center before, you're going to have to contact me because I've actually got a separate website that has a different set of projects for you to do. If you've never completed Communications Media 20 online, then or 30 online, then you should be able to use the course and do all the projects. So anyway, our course calendar is laid out, shows you which group it pertains to, oftentimes both groups. It shows you what you should be working on, and it shows you when things are due. All the things that are highlighted are assignments and when they're due. Assignments that take longer, you'll have more time to work on. Short little assignments are often assigned and due the same day. You'll notice that all of the highlighted things have A and then a number in front of it. That's just a shortened way of saying assignment. I didn't want to write assignment out on every one of them. So A1 refers to assignment 1. A12 refers to assignment 12, etc. There's going to be, the assignments are often on interactive media, so there's sometimes it's going to be creating a blog post, sometimes it's going to be contributing to a discussion, sometimes it's going to be uploading a video, uploading audio, completing Word documents or presentations and uploading them. So there's all sorts of different media, obviously in a media class, that you're going to have to create and submit in this course, and it's very important that you know how to do that in the Blackboard area. So if you have not taken a class from us or used Blackboard before, please make sure you do that little 30-minute introduction so that you can knock all the items off this list. Now, I like to keep the calendar as static. I don't like to change it, but again, because this is the first time I've taught it online, I may move a few things around. If I do that, I'll make sure that you know and that you get a new copy. But for now, this is a document that I think that you should print off, and it's 2 pages, and just put it, tape it to the wall that you're in an area that you're working on, or just keep a copy so that you can highlight it or cross things off when you completed things. And I just think that'll help you organize your work. Just a couple of general recommendations with regard to working online, things that, I know personally from my own online learning and that students have given us feedback on at the Online Learning Centers. So strong recommendations. Print out your course calendar. Make sure you've got a copy of that so that you always know what you should be doing and when things are due. Set a consistent daily routine and stick to it. If you're doing a certain class at a certain time in a certain place every day, at home or wherever you're doing the class, try to keep it as consistent as possible and keep yourself in a routine. It'll make things easier for you, and that's feedback that students have given us over the years. Is if 9 to 10 or 9 to 11 is going to be your daily CME 20 time, try to stick to that schedule. If you can, try to find a place to work that's free of distractions, relatively quiet, and obviously you need to have your computer or technology in order to do the learning and to complete assignments. So a place free of distractions is great. Make sure you take breaks. Often putting in an hour or 2 hours at a time in front of a screen or watching videos or building something can lead to eye strain, headaches, that sort of thing, or even just frustration and kind of mental fatigue. So I always recommend students, every 40 minutes, take a 5-minute break or 10-minute break, go walk around, go do something else away from the computer, and then come back and hopefully a bit more refreshed and ready to put in another 40 minutes or whatever it is that you've got left. So do take breaks, and you'll find that you're more alert. It's very difficult to spend all day in front of a computer and remain sharp. I know this for a fact. So that's a strong recommendation. Take care of you. You better than anyone else. Set some learning goals and rewards. However you motivate yourself. Try to set yourself some goals that you're going to reach by the end of the semester, and let me know what they are so that I can help you meet them. I just want my students to know that they are cared for and trusted, and I'm really excited to be working with you, and I want to help you out. I want it to be a positive experience for you. So, if you're struggling with anything, please don't hesitate to let me know, especially via email. I get those right away, and I do my best to respond right away. Before heavy frustration sets in. Okay? It's okay to be frustrated. Frustration just means that you're doing something you've not done before, and you're learning. If a class is very, very easy, it probably means you're not learning a whole lot. If you're experiencing, frustration and every once in a while and you're having problems to solve, it's actually a good thing. And learn to embrace that frustration because it means you're actually learning something new. And I assure you, however frustrated you may be in a certain skill or a certain assignment, the feeling that you get when you complete it successfully is every bit as good as the frustration was bad. So there's a payout at the end that I think works well. because this is a multimedia class, we usually have studios and equipment and lights and whatnot at physical schools. Obviously, on an online environment, we don't have that. So we're going to focus a bit more on online media, interactive media. But with regard to video and audio recording and production, I'm going to recommend that if you have a good digital camera or camcorder or something like that, certainly use it. Most phones nowadays have excellent cameras. They have excellent microphones. Usually the cameras are better than the microphones. So a lot of students lean on their phones quite heavily with regard to recording media, and oftentimes students even download apps that will help them edit video and edit sound. Now, you can do all this on a desktop computer or a laptop or tablet, but you can also do it with your phone. And the software that you use really is going to depend on what you have for technology. If you've got a computer, the software you use for editing might be different than if you just had a tablet or just had a phone or some other media recording device. So I can't just give you one piece of software that we're going to use. We're going to use software that's free. You won't have to pay anything for any of the software, but it might be different depending on what technology you're using to complete your assignments. And that's something that we can sort of deal with one-on-one if we need to at all times. Okay, well, I've taken enough of your time, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in some of our live sessions, which we'll be having 2 to 3 times a week, and getting at it and making some creative and exciting projects. So, nice to meet you.